Hey everyone, thanks for watching. Just a quick update on the Voltswagen, where we're at with it. Pretty much done. Quick rundown. Now, first of all, there's 140 horse electric motor buried underneath here. 170 foot-pounds of torque. Manufactured the adapter plate to couple the motor onto the heavily modified Volkswagen automatic transmission. All the internals pretty well been removed from it. The planetary, the clutch packs, pump, valve body, it's all been removed, and basically it's been converted to a direct drive. So there's just one straight input shaft, runs right through the transmission. It's hooked onto the hub of the planetary. And spun a new coupler where the pump used to be, put a steady bearing to support the end of the shaft. That was a pretty big project. One of the issues was no power brakes, right? So I built a vacuum accumulator tank back there. And I have a vacuum pump, and then there's the control box. Basically has a map sensor and some electronics, so it detects when it gets down to 6 inches of vacuum, turns off the vacuum pump and cycles it as need be. Ran a little warm, so I put a chill plate underneath the motor controller, and pumping antifreeze through it and up through the heater core and the reservoir for it. DC to DC converter, so it basically takes the 114 volts from the battery pack, puts it, charges the onboard 12 volt battery. Latest edition, didn't have power, well, had manual steering in it. It wasn't bad to drive, but it was just one of those features that had to be fixed. So, you know, I got electric power steering pump out of a Jeep Cherokee, put it in, and used a ESC brushless motor controller with a heavily modified, and so it basically controls the power steering pump. Some other cool options, I'll explain how that works in a minute. Around to the back, it's pretty clean. Underneath this base, there's 3 Chevy Volt 114 volt battery packs hooked in parallel underneath here. Fuse box is down there. Main shutoff is there. Thunderstruck Motors BMS system is right there. Thing works fantastic. And the charger. Before I had the batteries kind of just stuck in there to see how it operates, so went around and I don't know if you can see it under there, but built a battery tray underneath, removed all the spare tire carrier hole and everything, and it's a pretty big project. Wiring up that battery pack was a huge project. So many connections. Each one of the cells is connected to the BMS charge plug located where the gas tank used to be. Look, no tailpipe. I'll take you for a drive. So a couple more cool things. You'll hear the power steering pump kick in. There it goes. It can be enabled or disabled by the keypad here. So actually, Kyle and I whipped this up. It's so basically it displays your battery voltage, life percentage, our engine RPM, or motor RPM, motor temperature, the controller temperature. And there's a bar graph on the bottom that shows how much load you're actually putting on the batteries as you're driving it. This button here, you push this button, it disables the power steering. In case you don't want to use it or you get a low on battery, you can always save a bit of power by turning that off. Bit of a challenge was the ECM and getting rid of all the check engine problems, because there's no engine to check anymore. So a lot of programming, a lot of messing around. Finally got that all squared away, so it's happy. Fuel gauge, it's actually works off of PWM from the BMS, and that's actually how much battery life we have left. A little bit better than 3/4 of a tank. So yeah, like this says 87%, and that's, yeah, they're a little off each other, but well, let's go for a drive here. Try to hold that fairly stable. This is it. So this whole project took just about 6 months to the day from the day I pulled the engine out, the 2.5 liter gas, since it came out. This thing turned out really well, really happy with it. As far as range, I've done 130 kilometers in it, and it's not a great deal, but it's there's still 50% of the battery left. I didn't want to run them too low. It's not good for anything. Run them right down. But yeah, no, it's been a lot of work. Really happy with the results. Goes well. I've had this thing over 130 kilometers an hour, and there's still lots of pedal left. So it's almost geared a little bit too tall. If you're on a steep incline taking off, it does definitely load the motor quite a bit, but overall it works out really well. Give you an idea of acceleration here. 0 to 60 in about 4 seconds. It's kilometers. After you're going, it's got a lot of torque. After you get up to over 30 kilometers an hour, it really picks up and goes. But overall, it's been a great project. Really happy with the results.